Oh, he's running.
Oh yeah, that's a big trout.
Hey, it's Captain Jeff, SeaGrass Charters again. Had a few trips. I'm really bad about the videos. I take the camera most of the time. I don't take the camera usually when I have a charter, but oh well. So today's going to be some clips from just a couple of trips recently. It's September right now. Water's starting to cool off. Fishing's getting a little bit better. October's the time to be here. May, October, maybe May, June, and late September, October, even through November probably. But had a charter recently. Eric, by the way, thanks Eric. You're one laid back dude. I like that. Had some questions about gear. All I'm going to really get into today is rods. Most people, it seems like, who come down, say to vacation and go fishing, they tend to get too big a rod, I think. I mean, if you're going to charter a boat and go out, they're going to have all that stuff. If you want to basically fish in the bay or even in the surf close by, I don't know if it's people just think big rod, big fish. I don't know. But I'm going to show you what you need here. We'll do this in one take, no rehearsals. This is a medium weight, medium lightweight spinning outfit. You can get them from, you can buy them in town here. It's a Penn Fierce 2, and the size is a 3000. That's all you need. You can catch bull redfish on down to small trout with something like that. Don't need a huge rod, and a big rod's harder to handle. He'd had a question about getting a surf rod, and surf rod's fine, but about all you're going to use it for is fishing in the surf. You can actually use that in the surf. A lot of times the fish are in close anyways, and you don't need to go heaving the thing out past the second sandbar. Things like whiting, even pompano, and even redfish will be inside that second sandbar. You're still going to have trouble getting it out there, but something in that size will do you fine. But we're talking about kayak fishing mostly, and this thing is 6.5 feet tall. I wouldn't go over 6.5 feet tall, mainly because in a kayak you're sitting down low, and you tend to get tip wrapped a lot. And with a shorter rod, I think it helps reduce that. The rod I use, or the outfit I use all the time when I'm just fishing for myself, when I'm fishing plugs or something, I got a Shimano bait caster here, a Curado. I've had this thing for several years. I take care of it, but it's got a fairly, it's a short one. It's what, 5.5 feet tall, not quite 6. That's the big thing though. Don't go too big. You don't want to go too light, because if you're throwing light lures like I've shown them before, like these little soft plastic baits, it's hard to chuck them out there very far with a too heavy a rod. But if you get too light, then it's hard to set the hook. So something in this way. In fact, I'll read this off of here. This is line weight, 6 to 12 pound, lure weight 1/4 to 5/8 of an ounce. It says it's a 7-foot rod. Yeah, okay, I guess it is a 7-foot rod. All right, well, I went a little long. Got a good deal on it. But don't spend more than like $200 for these things. Right? The rod and the reel included. Penn made a combo with the Penn Fierce 2 and a rod. I think it was a Squadron rod. They used to be really good, but lately I have like 4 or 5 of them, and every single one of them, the inserts have popped out of the eye. The eye is fine, but I ended up having to replace it anyway. Prior to, I guess about a year ago, when I bought those, I never had a problem with them, and they were fine. But that's really it. Something in that line weight. I'll look at it again. That's how you can tell. It says 6 to 12, 6 to 15 is fine. And again, lure weight 1/4 to 5/8 of an ounce. In that general area, that's gonna that's going to be plenty of rod. It's very versatile. You can use it for a lot of different things. Like I said, you can catch bull redfish on it, which pull really hard, down to little trout, etc., etc. If you're going to go offshore, then that's a whole different. I mean, that's a boat. If you don't have a boat, you're going to hire a guide, and they're going to have all that stuff for you. Anyway, that's the biggie, really. Just the rod. That's kind of the most important part, and take care of it. Make sure you rinse that thing out every time you get back. Hose it off with some fresh water. I have something called salt eliminator. I use that in my outboard motor when I occasionally take the boat. But you dilute it, rinse everything down with that, or just fresh water is fine. And take a rag and wipe your guides, and you'll get a lot of years out of your rods and reels. The reason I say don't spend a lot of money is I have some more expensive ones, some fairly expensive Shimanos, and if you're fishing in a kayak, it's probably going to get wet. It's probably going to get wetter, and it'll probably get dunked more often than it would in a boat. And when them things get dunked, I don't care if it's a $60 pen or a $300 Shimano, unless it's a sealed reel, which are really expensive. They're both gonna go south on you if you actually dunk them in salt water. So try not to do that. But anyway, that's it. And this video here is mid-September. Topwater bite's okay. I had to tease the fish a lot. I think the problem was it was a clear. Both of these days it was very clear sky, no wind. And to me, that makes it really hard in very shallow, clear water. I just think the fish get spooky. And as the way as I explained it to somebody today, and again, this ain't scientific, but this lure is coming along, and if it's real clear, it's real still, there's a clear sky, the fish is looking at that and going, that don't look quite right. But if you have those conditions, and I was working it really aggressively, I mean, I'm making a lot of noise with it, I'm moving it, it's not that I'm moving it forward, longitudinal if you will, is that I'm really shaking that thing. I got the rod tip going, and they would hit it then, because when it's doing that, it looks like a fleeing bait fish, and they don't have time to really zero in and go, hey, you know, you didn't spray paint that very well, your hooks are rusty. They just smack it. Plus, you cover a lot more water, and on that, don't keep throwing to the same spot all the time. You know, work your clock. Do 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, etc. And then move the distance of your cast. That's it for today then. Thanks a lot. Enjoy the video.
Alright. Let him sit out there and think about it while we put the camera on my head. It was a slow day. I got a few trout in this area this morning, or at least a few hits, and then we moved, came back, and got a couple of keepers, and then this big old redfish. Now he's fighting like a redfish. He wasn't fighting in the first minute or two. Once they get worn out, though, they're pretty docile. All I can do is left-handed. There we go. He's decent. How long is he? He is, yeah, about 22. We'll call it 23 because it's my story and I'm sticking to it. Big ones don't fit in the bag very well. Yeah, this lure's all beat to hell, man. It took some paint off of it that time. Oh, it was that shark. There he is. It's about a 5-footer. That shark smacked my line. He didn't get the bait though. It's kind of weird. That's the nice thing about having topwater lure, at least you'll get it back if you didn't swallow it. I don't want to get in here too far because a lot of mullet in here. Yeah, it's kind of weird today. I'm trying to make a lot of noise with it and then killing it. And after I kill it, they kind of come after it. I got something on here. Oh, he's going down in the dirt. That might be a good trout. Sometimes the big ones try to drag themselves down into the weeds. The big trout, I've seen them, they'll try and dig themselves down in the dirt or in the grass. That's what this one did. Oh, it's a catfish. How did I waste my film on that? Anyway, I had this redfish hit it. I pulled it out of his mouth, threw it out there again, and I did the same thing the second time. So I said, what the heck, I threw it in there a third time, and he really walloped it. I got him on the third try. This one's a little more angry than the last one. I think I teased him with so many shots. Yeah, he's about like the last one. Actually, he might be a little shorter. He's just scrappier. They're not gonna net this one. Talk about lure colors. Look at that lure. This thing's about as beat up as you can get, especially after today. I just don't think they care. Yeah, he's right at 20 inches. Good fish. We're still hitting on the top. Even though it's getting late in the day. It's coming up on a high tide. He ain't a keeper. He's a scrapper. I'll give him that much. Yeah, forward and then to your right about cast length. Where that water's all riffled up there, just kind of on the edge of that, and then like I say, you may wonder how I noticed, but I fish this place so often I know where all the little contours are. Good. And then just go ahead and steer yourself to the right a little. And then just cast from your bow to your right. That's kind of on the edge of it. You should start seeing the grass come up. Yeah, so between you and me is where that edge is, so we'll just kind of work to the right. The trout are ambush feeders, as they tend to sit on these edges and wait for something to come by. Oh, there's one, he just took it right by the boat. Oh, got him. Oh, he's bearing down in the grass. Come on. Shit. When they bury down in the grass, sometimes they get off. Bigger ones will do that. It's almost like they're smart and they know. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good fish. So I killed it and then twitched it, and that's when he came back and slammed it. First keeper of the day, finally. Been catching a bunch of little ones. Oh yeah, that's even bigger. That's the second one from basically about the same area. Oh yeah. He's still a little green. He's not quite ready to come in yet. I don't know, but he's probably 21. He's right at 20. Doesn't have to set the hook hardly on him. Yeah, little fangs. On the bigger ones, they're stiff. On the smaller ones, they won't hurt you. In fact, they wouldn't hurt you if you bit down. It might puncture the skin. But ow, the hook blew low. Yeah, see, they got yellow mouths. They call them some places. Got them fangs on the front. He's got some meat on him. Yeah, I got that one on film. Wasn't worth filming, too small, but I think the bigger ones are right out on that edge where it drops off more. Yeah, we can head back. You got enough for a couple meals there. One more cast. Oh yeah. Yeah, they're wanting it aggressive. Oh, that's a decent try. Yeah, he's a keeper. Barely. Oh yeah. I made the cardinal mistake there. That's how not to net one right there. I was too slow with it. What's that?
It is beautiful out here.